This is Ghana Talks Radio, the best station rocking the nation. GTR News. GTR News. We bring you local news, business news, international, sports, and entertainment news. Right here on GTR. GTR.
Good afternoon, it's time for the Asi News right on Ghana Talks Radio. As you know how we always do it. So today is a beautiful Monday. And before I start, I would like to say happy Father's Day to you all. Yesterday we didn't get a chance to wish you a happy Father's Day. So moving to our headlines, Islamic SHS incident. Defense and Interior City to present report on Tuesday. Husband arrested over murder of wife dies in custody. This and more stories coming up. Stay tuned.
We bring you local news, business news, international, sports, and entertainment news. Right here on GTR. GTR.
So without wasting much time, moving to our main story. So the Parliamentary Select Committee on Defense and Interior asked by the Speaker of Parliament to investigate last Monday's protest at the Islamic Senior High School in Kumasi. Is expected to present its findings to the plenary tomorrow. Over 30 students from the school were hospitalized last week after they were met with police action that included the use of tear gas and the firing of warning shots. The students were protesting the incessant knockdowns of their colleagues and teachers due to the unavailability of speed ramps to check the excessive speeding in front of their school. The vice chair of the committee and MP for Infantiman, Ophelia Hereford, noted that on Monday we are meeting as a committee to deliberate on the issues and to put up our report. So hopefully on Tuesday we will present our report to the Speaker. All things being equal, if we are able to put it together, we will then present it to the Parliament as directed by the Speaker and MP. And also we have a short video we want to watch regarding the protest that went on. One teacher was severely injured. Let's go see.
A justifiable cause. So maybe that was the reason why it triggered the policeman to come and tell me, have I seen what my students are causing? And he landed slaps on me, fell on the ground, he used his gun on me. That is what happened. If I want to see you, I have to remove one side of the eye, and now it's okay. He says when the bandages are removed, I'll be able to.
Yeah, so it's very sad how he's badly injured to the extent of his face all being bandaged. We wish him a speedy recovery. So moving to our next story. A man suspected of murdering his wife at Ada has died in police custody. So the middle-aged man by the name of David Ayuno, who is believed to have attacked his wife with a knife, killing her, has been ill since his arrest by the Ada East District Police. He had been sent to the Ada East District Hospital where he died. So speaking to the City News, the Ada Divisional Police Commander Chief Superintendent Achu Jinaku said the body had been deposited pending further investigations. We are working on the body to know the cause of death. The body will be conveyed to Accra for examination to know the cause of death. So the police believe he may have poisoned himself after the murder incident. The way he was vomiting some filgum, people suspect that he may have taken some concoction or something like that. So we want an examination to prove that. In the meantime, police believe the murder case has been closed because David Ayono was the perpetrator of the crime. There is not going to be any case. Who are you going to prosecute? Superintendent Jinaku said. So moving to our next story. First flight of Hajj pilgrims departs for Saudi Arabia today. So the first flight of Ghanaian pilgrims to perform this year's Hajj is expected to depart the country today, which is June 20th, 2022, from the Tamale airport to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. So over 3,000 Ghanaians are expected to embark on the one-month spiritual exercise, which forms part of the 5 pilgrims of Islam. So already some members of the Hajj board are currently in the 2 main cities of Saudi Arabia to ensure all logistics and facilities are in place before the arrival of the Ghanaian pilgrims. The preparation involved getting visa and meeting the standards set by the Saudi Minister of Hajj. Pilgrims must not be aged over 65 years old and must also have a COVID-19 vaccination card and a PCR test taken at most 72 hours before departure. Dr. Alhaji Abubakar Sadiq Ahmed, the Director of Communications for the Hajj Board, noted that the manifest for travel was ready ahead of the departure and a smooth transit was anticipated. So the minister or the head of the Hajj committee was seen talking to the City News. Let's go listen to what they had to say.
2020, Ghanaian Muslims who wanted to embark on a pilgrimage to Saudi Arabia for Hajj were left disappointed after the spiritual journey was cancelled due to COVID-19. They paid an amount of 19,000 Ghana cedis. Some of the pilgrims asked for a refund, whilst others kept their money with the Hajj board until the next Hajj. The board entered into an agreement with the Hajj Agencies Association not to charge more money on their deposit. A member of the Hajj board, Alhaji Ismaila Ibrahim, explained to City News why the need for a top-up.
We've had an agreement with them. Why is it that we are increasing the fee today? Generally, if you look at 39,000 and 26,500 are not the same, isn't it? Good. The 19,000 they paid in 2020 was a calculation of $5.2 cedis to $1. The fee for 2020 was 3,750. That is what made them pay the 19,500. And let me give a little background. Everything we collect here, we transfer it to Saudi Arabia in dollars, since we cannot use cedis over there. So the 3,750 that was given to us by the will-be pilgrims then, because of the cancellation of the Hajj, there is no activity on it. But yes, somebody will say, what about the interest you get on the money? You get my point? Yes. The bank gave us some small interest. If you invest 19,500 for 2 years, I'm not sure you will get 10,000 cedis within 2 years or 19,500. I'm not sure it's possible. When you take the interest rates today, it can never give you that money in 2 years. But what we have even offered to the 2020 people, that is the 7,000 addition that they have to pay, it means we have absorbed about 13,000 cedis of what they were supposed to pay for 2022.
He also talked about preparations towards the 2020 Hajj.
By the 20th or 21st of June, the first flight will take off from Tamale. And it's amazing. They said, media men will tell you, good news is no news. Countries have written back to Saudi Arabia that they cannot do Hajj because they can't use this short time period to prepare for it. But Ghana, we are doing it. And as we speak, I can tell you, under the leadership of IC Kwe, we have been able to do all the necessary things we have to do. Tomorrow is the last activity that we will do, so that, inshallah, on the 20th or 21st, the first aircrafts will take off from Tamale to Medina.
As at the time of our visit to the Hajj village at the Kotoka International Airport, work was ongoing to host potential pilgrims.
The Hall of Fame has been put in shape, and you can see the clinic over also ready, the administrative block where it hosts the documentation, chairman's office, secretariat, the IT department, and administration. Also where we do the weighing of the luggages of pilgrims, when that's where we start the operation. Do the weighing, check your name, whether your name is in the manifest before you go through them. You cross to the holding room where we call the Hall of Fame. And these young men that you see here are those who are the ones, when you are coming, you saw them out there, physically making sure they put everything in shape.
Yeah, so we also what the Minister of Hajj Affairs had to say. So as they leave today, we wish them a safe trip. Yes, may Allah see them through. So moving to our next local story, repair works ongoing on collapsed Junkwa bridge. So repair work on the bridge linking the Chufu Prasu to Cape Coast Road, which collapsed yesterday, was commenced yesterday. So this is according to the head of public relations for the Ghana Highways Authority, Siso Obudai Rintim. The Chufu Prasu to Cape Coast Road was cut off following a downpour in the area that led to portions of the stretch caving in. The 22-meter bridge collapsed because the Suru River had overflowed its banks, according to some residents who live along the stretch part of the bridge linking the Chifopra to Cape Coast collapsed as a result of the heavy rains. A temporary bypass has also been created for cut-off communities following the flooding and collapse of the bridge. We're going on a quick commercial break. We'll be right back with the business and political news. Stay tuned.
Get it big, get it here. Listen to all your live mixes, live radio programs, and live entertaining and news package programs right here from GTR, Ghana Talks Radio.
Hello Ghana, hello worldwide, I'm level band. Now listen, every Tuesday and Friday, beyond the time it's going to carry bro. Our Ghana Talks Radio, 7 p.m. sharp. Now Tuesday, we're gonna talk about our culture, our history. Matuni ding setete abako sem. Now on the Friday, you bars on bars. You better rap, you better say it. No artists go join me in the studio. We're gonna discuss about music and business. Konya, or you singer, and now you rapper, you think say you get bars. You go fit spit fire. Now listen, make you join me with studios. Our Ghana Talks Radio, and yes, say then our day. Me say download the Ghana Talks Radio app, no, our Play Store, any App Store. No tune in, and say this is what you see. Baba live on Facebook, Cointakra, any Ghana Talks Radio page, and so now listen. I bet you fire 1 year, Konya, Wading, Jajan.
This is Ghana Talks Radio, the best station rocking the nation.
So welcome back from the break. If you just joined our live on Ghana Talks Radio, and this is the afternoon news. So moving to some business stories. Ride-hailing drivers push for government regulation of businesses. So as fuel prices continues to rise, the Online Drivers Union is calling on the government to regulate the activities of ride-hailing companies operating in the country. The group argues that despite their poor condition of service and the lack of pension contributions in the line of work, the service providers have failed to adjust their fares upwards even though fuel prices have gone up around 100%. President of the union, Francis Tenge, stressed that government must intervene to protect the interest of the citizens. For the people who bet, there is the National Lottery Authority that regulates the lottery side. There is the Ghana Education Service that looks at education, but there is nothing concerning ride-hailing company, Mr. Tenge argued. So Uber can decide to charge 5 Ghana cedis today. Boats can also do anything. There is no regulation, so the government should put them together and regulate their services. So moving to our next business story. Global factors responsible for 80% of Ghana's current inflation rate. Head of BoG Research. As Ghanaians continue to deal with consistent increases in the cost of the goods and services they consume, which have seen the country's inflation rate rise consistently for 12 straight months, reaching 27.6% in May this year. Leadership of the Bank of Ghana says 80% of the current rate can be attributed to global factors. As at May 2021, Ghana was enjoying the lowest rate of inflation it had recorded in years. At 7.5%, the rate had fallen within the medium-term target band of the Bank of Ghana, which has stayed at between 6% and 10% for some time. Fast forward to May 2022, and the story couldn't be any different. National inflation as at May this year had hit an 18-year high of 27.6%. Speaking as part of the 8th edition of the Upsa Law School Quarterly Banking Roundtable on the topic Monetary Policy, Central Bank Leadership and the Stability of the Cedi, the head of research at the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Philip Abredu-Otu, reiterated the key factors, global and domestic, that have fed into Ghana's current high inflation rate of 27.6% for the month of May. So moving to some political stories. We need government that shows empathy in trying times, Ofosu Ampofo says. So the national chairman of the main opposition National Democratic Congress, Samuel Ofosu Ampofo, has taken a swipe at the governing New Patriotic Party over what he described as the current excruciating economic conditions in the country. So speaking to the media after addressing a retreat of all their 16 regional chairmen and some party stalwarts in Wa, Mr. Ofosu Ampofo said most Ghanaians can no longer cope with the current economic situation in the country due to poor management and wanton corruption under the Nana Akufo-Addo lead government. The NDC chairman accused the ruling government of poorly managing the country's resources, thereby putting Ghanaians under all-time economic hardship. We believe that as a government in situations such as this, you need to provide leadership and provide interventions that will let the people know that indeed the government has empathy for the people, he said. But Mr. Ampofo said the government was rather nonchalant and lacked empathy. He called on Ghanaians to hold the NPP in check and show them the exits in the next general elections. He said the NDC is determined to form the next government and provide cutting-edge governance that will bring Ghanaians out of the current economic hardship. To our next political story, we can't afford to lose 2024 election, Collins Owusu Amankwa to MPP. So let's go listen to the details of what he had to say.
Your party said your makano. Baby, I have a bedroom. Interesting. We went to about Ahodua Air Koso. Adia bakwa me hunu ne se ofe aspirants ni na safe no mo be gov't na sebi omo a on be successful no na fe o ma be candidates aspirants ahodo no media matia free o mu na ho ne se obi e kan unity esre sa unity ni nka bom na ye ka ho asem te nyankopon ye wadom na delegate session woni monyamwa fasasem no ye adwuma adia obeye identity mu de yaw bebeba based on your conduct as party officer bit may inflict pain on innocent party people no emfaso ni so etimesre said the processes no call crisscrossing the whole country airborne tour show money so ade no so beautiful. At the end of the day, they don't want to become that is essence of democracy, a majority decision. They don't want to become a party near their year, Juma. Also, so I want to me no. Now, Uniana said you would enjoy. Now, what can I bear? And Prepinia no more, you have said, well, listen, one hour go back at the wiring and then going. One on the panel, the one coalition. And I would do Munia Bakushim. Nanaya. And the results in April now who say, Adwuma ye na nye resource ni a obeti defeat ase enti no safo ni nyina no it's up to winner no so obeti embrace ubia na party na is strong because here the party and the wabai The essence of forming political party now is to win power. Anti-Sadi a fan club. Messi say, Yenia pray, say, Coin Pia, so no. You should say we hold key to development of this country, in terms of policies, in terms of projects, in terms of programs. Our MPP have demonstrated over the years. Say about pro-poor policies are as compared to NDC and based on that, we can't afford we can't disappoint them. We can't afford to lose 2024 general elections in this country. Na no baby a yapeja dia kwakodro no na yasati asan bio. Te said year 2008 eto year NDC buy omodo oman share reverse gear. We're going backwards. At the end of the day, oman no sa TikTok form team. Na yasanya kwanya buy ye sorry ye at that time total size of our economy including macro indicators BTC GDP growth aye babe fire 2016 2017 na a year 3.4%. Year Juma year through 2019 na a grow at an average of 7%. We're doing well until we were hit by that deadly coronavirus disease here. As against AC literacy. Still we find ourselves in challenging weather. Junkwa, we are seeing in free ATA. And still, your boy homody to extend that we even approve we are seeing including IMF other credit.
So moving to some international stories, Ukraine to ban music by some Russians in media and public spaces. So Ukraine's parliament has voted in favor of banning some Russian music in media and public spaces. The ban will not apply to all Russian music but rather relate to music created or performed by those who are or were Russian citizens after 1991. Artists who have condemned Russia's war in Ukraine can apply for an exemption from the ban. The import of books from Russia and Belarus will also be prohibited under the legislation. Many of those living in areas of East and South Ukraine have historically felt a strong connection to Russia, often speaking Russian as their first language. But Russia's invasion of Ukraine has led many Ukrainians to want to separate themselves from Russian culture. Moving to our next international story, Japan court rules same-sex marriage ban is not unconstitutional. A Japanese court on Monday ruled the country's ban on same-sex marriage was not unconstitutional, dealing a setback to LGBTQ rights activists in the only group of 7 nations that does not allow people of the same gender to marry. 3 same-sex couples, 2 male, 1 female, had filed the case in the Osaka District Court, only the second to be heard on the issue in Japan. In addition to rejecting their claim that being unable to marry was unconstitutional, the court threw out their demands for 1 million yen, that is $7,400 in damages for each couple. That is really a huge sum of money. So the ruling dashes activist hopes of raising pressure on the government to address the issue after a Sapporo court in March 2021 decided in favor of a claim that not allowing same-sex marriage was unconstitutional. This is really disappointing, said Gonmut Sanaka, a Tokyo LGBTQ activist, after the Sapporo ruling. We were hoping for the same ruling or something even better. So moving to our next entertainment story. Snoop Dogg makes sweet gesture to Eminem. So Snoop Dogg surprised music lovers on Saturday when he shared a throwback picture of Eminem. The rapper last year offended the Detroit native by saying that Eminem is not greatest of all. The Lose Yourself rapper reacted to him by releasing a diss track. Their beef ended soon after some mutual friends intervened. Eminem and the Snoop Dogg performed together at Super Bowl halftime show along with Dr. Dre and some other rappers. Snoop Dogg made the sweet gesture on his Instagram stories where he shared an Eminem photo from a popular Insta page, Hip Hop Rap GOT. So this is where we end the afternoon news right on Ghana Talk Show. Then I go by the name Regina Bless. So stay tuned for the lunchtime rhythm right on Ghana Talk Show. See you.
Get it big, get it here. Listen to all your live mixes, live radio programs, and live entertaining and news package programs right here from GTR, Ghana Talks Radio.